Procedure in Financial Matters. Article 112. Annual Financial Statement. Clause 1. The President shall, in respect of every financial year, cause to be laid before both the Houses of Parliament a statement of the estimated receipt and expenditure of the Government of India for that year, in this part referred to as the Annual Financial Statements. Clause 2. The statements of expenditure embodied in the annual financial statement shall show separately, subclause A, the sums required to meet expenditure described by this constitution as expenditure charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India, and subclause B, the sums required to meet other expenditure proposed to be made from the Consolidated Fund of India, and shall distinguish expenditure on revenue account from other expenditure. Clause 3. The following expenditure shall be expenditure charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. Subclause A. The emoluments and allowances of the President and other expenditure relating to his office. Subclause B. The salaries and allowances of the Chairman and the Deputy Chairman of the Council of States and the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the House of the People. Subclause C. Debt charges for which the Government of India is liable, including interest, sinking fund charges and redemption charges and other expenditure relating to the raising of loans and the services and redemption of debt. Subclause D. 1. The salaries, allowances, and pensions payable to or in respect of judges of the Supreme Court. 2. The pensions payable to or in respect of judges of the Federal Court. 3. The pensions payable to or in respect of judges of any High Court which exercises jurisdiction in relation to any area included in the territory of India, or which at any time before the commencement of this constitution exercised jurisdiction in relation to any area included in a governor's provinces of the Dominion of India. Subclause E. The salaries, allowances, and pensions payable to or in respect of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Subclause F. Any sums required to satisfy any judgment, decree, or award of any court or arbitral tribunal. Subclause G. Any other expenditure declared by this constitution or by Parliament by law to be so charged. Article 113. Procedure in Parliament with respect to estimates. Clause 1. So much of the estimates as relates to expenditure charged upon the consolidated funds of India shall not be submitted to the vote of Parliament, but nothing in this clause shall be construed as preventing the discussion in either House of Parliament of any of those estimates. Clause 2. So much of the said estimates as relates to other expenditure shall be submitted in the form of demands for grants to the House of the People, and the House of the People shall have power to assent or to refuse to assent to any demand or to assent to any demand subject to a reduction of the amount specified therein. Clause 3. No demand for a grant shall be made except on the recommendation of the President. Article 114. Appropriation bills. Clause 1. As soon as may be after the grants under Article 113 have been made by the House of the People, there shall be introduced a bill to provide for the appropriation out of the Consolidated Fund of India of all monies required to meet. Subclause A. The grants so made by the House of the People, and subclause B. The expenditure charged on the Consolidated Fund of India but not exceeding in any case the amount shown in the statement previously laid before Parliament. Clause 2. No amendment shall be proposed to any such law in either House of Parliament which will be have the uh, effect of varying the amount of altering the destination of any grant so made or of varying the amount of any expenditure charged on the Consolidated Fund of India, and the decision of the person presiding as to whether an amendment is inadmissible under this clause shall be final. Clause 3. Subject to the provisions of Article 115 and 116, no money shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund of India except under appropriation made by law passed in accordance with the provisions of this article. Article 115. Supplementary, additional, or excess grants. Clause 1. The President shall, subclause A, if the amount authorized by any law made in accordance with the provision of Article 114 to be expanded for a particular service for the current financial year is found to be insufficient for the purposes of that year, or when a need has arisen during the current financial year for supplementary or additional expenditure upon some new service not contemplated in the annual financial statement for that year, or subclause B, if any money has been spent on any service during a financial year in excess of the amount granted for that service and for that year, cause to be laid before both the houses of parliament another statement showing the estimated amount of that expenditure, or cause to be presented to the house of the people a demand for such excess as the case may be. Clause 2. The provisions of the articles 112, 113 and 114 shall have effect in relation to any such statement and expenditure or demand, and also to any law to be made authorizing the appropriation of monies out of the consolidated fund of India to meet such expenditure or the grant in respect of such demand as they have effect in relation to the annual financial statement and the expenditure mentioned therein, or to a demand for a grant, and the law to be made for the authorization of appropriation of monies out of the consolidated fund of India to meet such expenditure or grant. Article 116. Votes or accounts, votes of credit and exceptional grants. Clause 1. Notwithstanding anything in the forgiving provisions for this chapter, the House of the People shall have power, subclause A, to make any grant in advance in respect of the estimated expenditure for a part of any financial year pending the completion of the procedure prescribed in Article 113 for the voting of such grant and the passing of the law in accordance with the provisions of Article 114 in relation to that expenditure. Subclause B, to make a grant for meeting an unaccepted demand upon the resources of India when an account of the magnitude or the indefinite character of the service the demand cannot be stated with the details ordinarily given in an annual financial statement. Subclause C, to make an exceptional grant which forms no part of the current service of any financial year, and Parliament shall have power to authorize by law the withdrawal of monies from the consolidated fund of India for the purposes for which the said grants are made. Clause 2. The provisions The provisions of the articles are articles 113 and 114 shall have effect in relation to the making of any grant under clause 1 and to any law to be made under that clause, as they have effect in relation to the making of a grant with regard to any expenditure mentioned in the annual financial statement, and the law to be made for the authorization of appropriation of monies out of the consolidated fund of India to meet such expenditure. Article 117. Special provisions as to financial bills. Clause 1. Clause 1. A bill or amendment making provisions for any of the matters specified in subclauses A to F of Clause 1 of Article 110 shall not be introduced or moved except on the recommendation of the President, and a bill making such provisions shall not be introduced in the Council of States, provided that no recommendation shall be required under this clause for the moving for of an amendment making provision for the reduction or abolition of any tax. Clause 2. A bill or amendment shall not be deemed to make provision for any of the matters aforesaid by reason only that it provides for the imposition of fines or other pecuniary penalties, or for the demand or payment of fees for license or fees for services rendered, or by reasons that it provides for the imposition, abolition, remission, alteration, or regulation of any tax by any local authority or body for local purposes. Clause 3. A bill which is enacted and brought into operation would involve expenditure from the Consolidated Fund of India shall not be passed by either House of Parliament unless the President has recommended to that House the consideration of the bill. procedure generally. Article 118 Rules of Procedure. Clause 1. Each of the House of Parliament may make rules for regulating subject to the provisions of this constitution, its procedure and the conduct of its business. Clause 2. Until rules are made under Clause 1, the rules of procedure and standing orders in force immediately before the commencement of this constitution with respect to the legislature of the Dominion of India shall have effect in relation to Parliament, subject to such modifications and adaptations as may be made therein by the chairman of the Council of States or the Speaker of the House of the People, as the case may be. Clause 3. The President, after consultation with the chairman of the Council of States and the Speaker of the House of the People, may make rules as to procedure with respect to joint sitting of and communications between the two houses. Clause 4. At a joint sitting of the two houses, the Speaker of the House of the People, or in his absence, such persons as may be determined by rules of procedure made under Clause 3, shall preside. Article 119 Regulation by law of procedure in Parliament in relation to financial business. Parliament may, for the purpose of the timely completion of financial business, regulate by law the procedure of and the conduct of business in each House of Parliament in relation to any financial matter or to any bill for the appropriation of monies out of the Consolidated Fund of India, and if and so far as any provision of any law so made in inconsistent with any rule made by a House of Parliament under Clause 1 of Article 118, or with any rule or standing order having effect in relation to Parliament under Clause 2 of that article, such provision shall prevail.